Well, because I had to start a fire in the fireplace to make sure the house didn't get too cold and like the pipes would freeze. So I started the fire in the fireplace like 10 or 11, I think. Because I didn't want to start it too soon. Because actually fireplaces will suck the heat out of your house. So if your house is already hot and you start a fire, what does hot air do? Hot air rises, right? Hot air goes up. So when the heat inside the fireplace is going up the chimney, it's also pulling the hot air out of your house. So fireplaces are only so efficient depending. In 522, which we're not doing right now, because you have time to do your homework outside of class, and like a 3-day weekend that you just got a free day on. So I should not see pencils moving. You can grab a high. Ooh, we should probably go to Miss Howard's room and get my bins back at some point. But hey. So if you don't have this done, get it done because it was due Friday. 522 was due Friday. We weren't here, but that means it's due today. Oh yeah, my smart board is still broken from last week. So which probability is better? Game 1 in part A equal in part B, and game 2 in part C. Multiples. Remember, that is when we multiply with that number. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? We multiply with those numbers. Or multiple of 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, right? But if it's only 1 through 20, how many would you have? Well, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 7 and 14. So 8 out of 20. Questions? In prime, by the way, 1 is not technically prime, depending on who you ask. Jane? Picking a multiple of 5 from the integers between 1 and 20, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Picking a multiple of 5 from the integers between 1 and 40, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So there's 8 out of 40, or 4 out of 20. They're actually equal, even though there's more numbers, and I know this is kind of hard to see, so sorry if you guys can't kind of see my light purple here, but 8 out of 40, crap, I gotta move that manually. 8 out of 40 is the same as 4 out of 20. Even though there's more numbers, there's also more possibilities. When we reduce it down, it's equal. But there's more total possible, so that's where if we reduce that fraction, it becomes equal. Moving on. How much rain is left to fall? Well, if the average is 12 inches, and we set up one of these percent bars, 1.2 is your 10%, right? Like our 10% checkpoint that is still on the whiteboard over there that will help you on your mini mastery today. Also, I'm glad that we're back in this room. So 80% left to fall. Guys, if you do not have work on 41, expect to check minus. You can't just do this in your head. You need to show me your work so I know that you know what you're doing. So if you need to go back and spend some more time on this, spend some more time on this. This graph is a little hard to see, so I tried to make my lines red. But guys, remember, in any coordinate plane graph, oh my god, this doesn't work. X is positive this way, Y is positive this way. Meaning X is negative that way, Y is negative this way. If you need help graphing, I've got a few different things. They're right back there, right above the area formulas. If you need a reminder with graphing, you can go check that out. Questions on 522? I'm going to go ahead and review 523 as well, just so it's already done. So tomorrow we can jump into the actual lesson. So I know a lot of you probably don't have this done because it was from Thursday. And why would you have done your homework over the weekend, even though you had an extra day where you didn't have to come to school? Why would you want to get ahead for the following week? That's just silly. No one does that. I'm being sarcastic. It would have been a really good idea for you to go ahead and get this done over the weekend. Dependent means the one impacts the other. right? The ducks we talked about last week. It is dependent because once Dave takes his ducks, the ducks that are left for me have changed. But that's dependent. So spinning a 3 on a spinner after having just spun a 2, you're going to re-spin it. What you spun the first time doesn't matter. So that's independent. B is dependent because we did not return the card. We did not put the card back, so we changed things. C is independent because we did replace it. And if the cooler is completely full of lemon lime soda, what's your chance of reaching in and pulling out a lemon lime soda? It's 100%. If that's the only thing in there, it's 100%. Period. Doesn't matter how many there are, 100%. So it's independent. Moving on. I like to write out my options of like waffle apricot, waffle chocolate, waffle blackberry. So I wrote those out to make sure that I figured out all of my total options. And then the different questions here. Again, we need to get used to writing probability like P parenthesis. So guys, this is what your homework should look like with P parenthesis, whatever you're talking about. Questions? I got a lot of blank faces telling me you just haven't done this. Perimeter and area of the algebra tiles. Watch out for this side over here. It is x minus 2. Yeah, it gets real funky if x is smaller than 1. It would get real funky. That would be real awkward. 29 cards out of 40. Set that up. Get to 100. That would be times 2.5 to get to 100. And like terms. We are only combining like terms. X's with x's, constants with constants, x squared with x squared, but not x squared with x. Questions? All right, so what should get... Donna? 5x there plus another x there. You're good. It happens. Yeah, that's why I color code, right? I use purple under my X's. All right, the homeworks that should be turned in because they were due last week are these 3. And if 523 is done, you can go ahead and turn that in as well. Put some homework in the bin right now, please. Whatever's done. If only 512 is done, that's a shame, but go ahead and turn that in. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, and then you should have a mini mastery from the back counter, and that's what we're working on today. If you need graph paper for your mini mastery, get that, but please make sure your name is on it. If you'd like to manifest a snow day, print the date of the assignment on the assignment, and then a snow day will happen. Because look at your mini mastery, I put the date on the top of it, and that's not today's date anymore. So if you want to cross that out and put 22nd for the date, because it was going to be the 19th when we were going to take it Friday, but now it's the 22nd, so if you really want to cross out that date and change it, do it.
Are you happy that there was a snow day?
Yeah. I feel like you guys deserve at least a snow day every year. All right. Let's take this mini mastery.